Hey guys, and welcome back to Guild Wars 2 The Journey. Today we are on party politics. I've got a mail from Kasmeer, so let's read it out. Dear Caesarion, I hope this finds you well. I'm afraid my efforts to get the Queen to the summit haven't gone as smoothly as expected. The Queen has had a situation arise that may prevent her from attending. I'll give you the full details when you arrive. But the short version is that someone's spreading rumours that Jennah not only met with Evil Scarlet prior to Queen's Jubilee celebration, but also conspired to give Scarlet the mechanical watch nights. This is, of course, ridiculous, but the Queen can't leave Divinity's reach until these rumours are squelched. Anise has suggested that I use my intuitive ability to find the cad spreading the rumours and discredit them. But I don't want to do this alone. Will you come help me? Kasmeer, show me. I think it's in Divinity's reach. It has to be. Over at the Crown Pavilion. Okay. If I remember correctly, this is like a very talky episode. Like just this whole episode in general.
I need a moment.
So, I'm wondering. Hopefully it is good. I don't remember it at all. To be honest, I don't remember this episode at all. I don't think, anyway. It'll come back to me as I play it, of course, but, Alright, there's Kaz.
Let me catch you up on what's happening. Queen Jennah can't attend the summit because someone has accused her of conspiring with Scarlet. The hearing is the same day.
Ah.
Someone's lying, and we have to figure out who. Soon as we know, we can confront that person and get them to recant their statement. We need to talk to everyone, find clues to the truth, and build evidence to defend the Queen. Once we discover who among them is the mastermind, we'll take action. But be careful. These people are suspicious and sensitive.
They
Say
are.
something too blunt or off-putting, and they'll clam up. If we're obviously undermining their plans, they'll have us escorted out of the party, and it will all have been for nothing.
Okay. Get introduced at the party. Herald! It is I, Caesarion.
Introducing a hero who needs no introduction, the commander of the pact, and accompanying the Kasmeer Mead.
Keep it together, Kaz. You can get through this.
I remember that
Be
was a sore
confident,
spot for her,
like
but I don't
Jory.
know why.
Kasmeer, come over here. Don't look so glum. Care for an hors d'oeuvre? Hello, dear Kasmeer. Don't worry your little face over what the Herald's papers say. You'll always be noble in my eyes.
Oh, her
Countess
father,
Anise.
wasn't it?
That's direct and kind of you to say. I'm afraid I don't feel particularly noble.
Then we must do something about that. Nobility isn't in the blood, as so many believe. It's in your choices. Your return to grace is only a pardon away.
May
If
I
your
take
talent
blood?
for detecting lies is all
hopefully
you
it
say it
is.
is, well, let's just say I'm confident we can convince the Queen your value overrides
Yeah, it was her
your
father,
father's
okay.
misfortune.
I only hope to be of some small service, Countess.
Find
Oh
the
dear.
lying
Okay.
minister.
Let's start picking apart everything they say. One of these ministers is spreading lies about the Queen.
Don't misunderstand, Countess. I'm certainly grateful
Oh,
to
there's
you for
Knock.
purchasing my billet and putting me to work. I'm just not sure I understand the reasoning behind dragging me to this soiree of yours.
Okay, let's see who we have.
Oh, no. Avoid anything remotely equestrian. You don't want your guests to enter your foyer and think the balusters are centaurs.
I don't do donations.
Do you think Farron would date a minister? Just saying, it sounds scandalous, but I love a good scandal. How romantic it would be. You're a fan of Farron. Oh yes, I know all of his favourite restaurants, venues and shops. I even have the coveted Farron wall calendar. I hate parties. Sadly, public appearances are part of the minister's job. Busy with others. Is that outside the party? No, I can go here. Cool. We have more ministers somewhere.
Last night. I told him not to eat that fourth pie.
Maybe if I zoom in a bit. I talk to nobles? No. Oh, there's some up there. Chauncey von Snivels the Third.
Then he asked me
Oh,
which
the
pair I
wheeze. Is it? It really is a pity my wife had to miss the party. She just loves these sort of things, but work is work. Have you heard the Queen is increasing taxes? What? I thought only workers paid taxes. Why ever would you tax landowners? It's ridiculous. I don't think it's the wheeze because they're daughters. With Caudicus in the White Mantle. Oh? You do realize, I'm sure, it's rude to eavesdrop. Where are you? No, my lady, I merely wanted to introduce myself. I'm Caesarion. Oh, I do beg your pardon. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lady Allison. My companion here is Lady Brenda. You enjoying the party? Some of the guests seem rather tense. Oh, I wouldn't think anyone could ignore such a beautiful night as this. I'm quite sure some of the ministers prefer dark nights like this to sunny days. That's true in my culture as well. I don't get out much, but I would like to visit where you're from. Tell me, how do you find our fair city? It's glorious, a real accomplishment. So what were you saying about the party? Kasmeer thinks she's lying. Some of the guests seem rather tense. A particular minister makes you uncomfortable? Caudicus, yes, Caudicus. He's here? Okay, I think it's Caudicus. Surrounds himself with intrigue, cloaks, daggers, shadows, all that nasty business. Don't let him look upon you, my dear. Once he has you in his sights, you're doomed. I don't get out much, but I would... Oh, head of minister, get away from it. Mystery's powerful and sneaky, perhaps. You're a bit too curious. Let me advise caution, yeah. Okay. So if Caudicus is here, I do
But I thought for certain it was Minister Wee who attended court the day Scarlet was there. Are you sure?
Isn't that the cat from the Eastern Commons? The fancy jaunty snuffles?
I think because Caudicus is here, I feel it's going to be him.
Hello, stranger.
Hello. Crazy Silvari walking into the audience with the Queen. This is well before the attack. Lady Wee, she gets the vapors. Fragile constitution. Poor dear can't keep up with her husband. Apparently neither can I. Thought he was in court the day Scarlet had an audience with the Queen. Were you attending? No, I was in the foyer. I saw them enter. There weren't many in the attendance that day. I remember seeing a farmer with a complaint against his neighbor. Interesting. It's the dour look in all their faces, but seriously, it is rather difficult to confuse Wee with Estelle or even Arton. My memory just isn't what it used to be. I saw Estelle enter the throne room along with the goat farmer, Minister Arton, and a Silvari. The wretch turned out to be Scarlet, she did. Nice talking to you.
I remember hearing afterward that Scarlet approached the Queen. No one paid any attention back then. Scarlet was a nobody until the Queen's Jubilee.
Oh, so maybe I didn't get all the information I need over there. Oh, can you go in here? Cool. You can't go in here in the open world. Well, you can if you have the pass, but I don't. Unfortunately.
What? Minister Estelle is being pressured by Minister Marula to retire? Oh, she would never.
She's far too ambitious.
Minister Estelle.
What?
You're a busy bee. Does that make you charming? Or does it make you nosy?
I can take that. Thank you.
Charming, I hope. Did you know I dealt the killing blow to Scarlet? Lucky you. It's a matter of public record who receives an audience with the Queen and when. There were several that day. She was soft-spoken. I doubt anyone heard her but the Queen and Anise. It was as if they were conspiring. Did you see art in there? I believe so. I spent most of my time behind my handkerchief. The goat, or maybe it was the farmer, smelled so badly it made my eyes water. We've learned a few things. First, we know who was in court that day. A farmer and a goat, 2 ministers, Estelle and Arton and Scarlet. We know Caudicus lets others do his dirty work for him. Estelle. Also heard that both Estelle and Arton have seen Caudicus lately. Let's talk to Arton first. Oh, but I want to talk to this guy. Undoubtedly, she likes to be in the thick of things, but Caudicus has her doing clerical work. Ah.
I've never met Minister Estelle. If she's been meeting with Caudicus, she may know something.
She does, but it's season 3 stuff. Which makes me think it's Arton. Ah, there's Arton. Hello, sir. As I was telling my old friend Caudicus the other day, we really must do something about these bandits. They are a hazard. I have some reason to believe they're connected to the White Mantle, really? So the White Mantle's saying that the bandits are connected to the White Mantle. That's great. Did you see Scarlet today? She had an audience with the Queen. I did. There were 4 of us in the throne room with the Queen, the Countess and niece, the guards, of course. It was Scarlet, me, Minister Estelle, and some dirty farmer with a goat. And the Queen spoke to Scarlet. And the Queen spoke to Scarlet. Yes, she was polite as always, but the Countess kept whispering in the Queen's ear, making us all nervous. Scarlet wanted permission to study the engineer that designed the Watch Knights. Huh, very interesting. She respectfully declined. Scarlet was last in line, and the Queen left before there could be any more discussion. Scarlet tried to say more, but the Queen apologized and hurried out. Huh. Savari, Scarlet looked livid. She stormed out, shoving guards out of her way. She was rather frightening, actually. I imagine that's why Countess and niece saw that made her hustle the Queen away. The description of the events perfectly matches what Anise told me. Arton is telling the truth. He must not be the one.
You've convinced me. It looks like Minister Estelle is the one spreading this horrible rumor. Let's keep at it. If we're going to confront her, we'll need serious evidence to back us up.
I know for a fact. You must be mistaken. My niece knows a guard who heard from a doorman that the Queen... Oh, I've said too much.
So he's a niece who heard from a doorman who heard
Very sorry
from a
your
guard or
plans
something.
weren't up to your high standards.
What is it? My niece knows a guard who heard from a doorman. Okay. And over here we have...
I can
see
take that.
Minister Estelle has political ambitions. She's been having a lot of private
I think this is
meetings
more
with
interesting.
Caudicus.
That's not the person to talk to. Huh. Who's Lady Claire? What did she say? Lady Claire, she knows for a fact. Let's see, what did she say? There's someone in this area who has something to say. I don't know who.
Is lying a prerequisite for being in the ministry?
Oh. Makes me sad to think that the people who run our city, our kingdom, can't get along with each other. Now one of the ministers is spreading lies about the Queen. I'll pay.
May I fill your glass for you?
Grab. Who do you work for?
I can take that. Thank you.
Oh my god, I'm so close. So close to being kicked out. I don't know how I get rid of suspicion. This is not gonna go well. Oh, you're Caesarea and you're well known in these parts. The Queen recently mentioned you were hosting a summit she'd like to attend. That may be complicated. I know, those lies Estelle is spreading. Can you imagine our barefoot Queen skulking through the streets at night, in disguise? So she didn't meet with Scarlet? In the throne room, yes, but on the street, a Char emissary visited the Queen that night. While the emissary has since left, the guard who was present will testify.
Countess Anise hardly ever lets the Queen out of her sight. She and the guard will corroborate the Queen's alibi.
Where's Anise again? Haven't talked to her yet. She's still busy. Lady Claire. Hello, we were always discussing how horrible it is that the Queen betrayed us all. It's just a bad rumour, a lie. No, it's not. I saw her in the Sama district shortly after nightfall. She wore a black woolen cloak with the hood up. You're lying. Listen, just between you and me, I may not be telling the exact truth, but they offered me a lot of gold. I'd say I was there. You're going to have to testify. Okay, alright, I'll testify that I was paid to lie, but I'll never say who paid me. I don't betray old friends. Still, I wasn't comfortable lying, but my son is ill.
Good observation. I had a feeling she was lying. The Queen wouldn't hold a private meeting with just anyone, much less a Silvari with no political connections. This woman will testify.
Okay, so now I have to talk to this guy with avoid being suspicious, but we've like so little suspicion left.
I like it here.
Not all are bad. Both my wife and I work for ministers. They can be like night and day. My wife works for Estelle, I work for Arden. Most days my wife has a harder time. Her minister has a gambling problem. If she's winning, she's fine. If not, she's dangerous. Would you know where Estelle was the night of the alleged meeting? Maybe. Estelle often visits her old friend Lady Claire in the evening. Ask my wife if she knows what happened. She's a good woman and won't lie to
That's
protect the
another
minister.
witness who can help us prove the Queen's innocence. Nicely done.
Nice. What do you think? Do we have enough evidence to discredit her? Plenty. The servant's wife can testify that Estelle met with Lady Claire. With the threat of her testifying will be enough to shut this down. What else? We have multiple witnesses who say the Queen turned down Scarlet's request. I still can't believe Scarlet wanted to study with the Watch Night engineer. Thank the gods the Queen turned her down. Though, that might explain Scarlet's anger when she attacked her city. What else? Estelle's friend was lying for her. For a pouch of gold, you mean? Estelle must have coached Lady Claire. I don't imagine it will be too hard to get her to testify to the lie. I guess they weren't such good friends after all.
Looks like we've got everything we need. Time to expose Minister Estelle for the liar she is.
Let's do it.
Please leave. I see you've been busy socializing with the guests.
I have. Hello, Busy Bee. I must admit, I'm a bit charmed by how you flit from flower to flower. I know all about you. Listen closely to what Estelle says. When she's finished, don't be afraid to ask her to repeat what she said. Press her only when you're certain she's lying. Is it true you work closely with Codicus? I used to work with Codicus. Now that I'm considering retirement, I've started spending most of my time in the Ministry Library. Admittedly, I occasionally do small tasks for him, but he's still recovering from that awful scandal. Even at parties, Codicus is off doing his own thing, and I'm left to my own devices. Press her when she lies, then present your evidence to counter.
I can take that. Thank you.
You attended his garden party not long ago.
Audacity. Where are your manners?
Guards, please escort these scandal mongers to the gates.
Oh no. This isn't what was supposed to happen.
Damn it. I messed up. At least now I have like all the suspicion potential, so I don't have to worry about messing up again. Tell me more, tell me more. Shy, huh? Oh yes, I barely spoke with anyone during that entire party. Beautiful garden, though. Fine, he and I just talked, but you'll never learn about the topic of that discussion.
So perhaps I misspoke. Apologies. I shall revise my statement. Skip the small talk.
So what if I work with Codicus? It means nothing. It doesn't change the fact that I was there when Scarlet had her audience with the Queen. Did you hear what they discussed? No, they spoke too quietly, like schoolgirl friends, whispering so no one else would hear. Must have been lost in my own thoughts while the Queen and Scarlet conspired deviously. I heard the word watch nights. Isn't that bad enough? Do you know how many people died because the Queen gave access?
Thank you.
Why are you still interrogating me? She's the criminal. I heard hushed words, but I couldn't make any of them out. The Queen seemed pleased, though. I heard the Queen was escorted out. You weren't there. You can't possibly know how they behaved. I spoke with Arton. His version agrees with the Countesses and the goats.
Aren't you the nosy one? If you must know, I'll tell you what really...
I won't believe you. It doesn't matter what happened in the throne room. The Queen arranged to meet Scarlet later that evening. She didn't want any of us to hear that, so she sneaked out. Absolutely, their foreheads were practically touching. They were so chummy they agreed to something. What else could it be? It was brief, a look, a smile. Maybe they arranged to meet later. I don't know. All I know is I saw them under the bridge. It was the Queen and Scarlet. I'm not the only one. Another witness came forward, a noblewoman. Can you repeat that? Impossible. What time did you see them? Oh, sorry, wait, no. Oh, no, I did it right. Okay, phew. Whew. Later, about an hour after dark, they were in the Salma district. I caught the sight of the Queen's profile and nearly fainted. Why would she endanger herself like that? How many other witnesses do you have in your pocket? Huh. There's no secret, but she and I haven't spoken in years. Someone paid her to lie. I suspect it was you.
Care for an hors d'oeuvre?
It was definitely Jennah in a red cape, but you told your accomplice it was a black cape. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? If you and your old friend can't agree on the colour of the Queen's cape... The Queen was in a black cape, yes, and Niece was in the red one. Did I forget to mention they're both there? You know, the Countess wouldn't let the Queen go anywhere alone.
This way.
To eliminate any doubt at all, even if there's the smallest chance Estella's telling the truth. She's not, but we need to hear Anise say that she wasn't under the bridge. I'm sure I'd have sensed if this were some kind of mesmer cover-up, don't you think? It doesn't matter. I'll know if the Countess is lying when we ask her. Now we speak to Anise.
Stop. Don't approach her. It's an illusion. I am elsewhere. Find me, and we shall talk.
Ah.
My apologies for the deception, but I must go to unconventional lengths to
Interesting.
protect Kryta.
Countess.
Forgot about
Minister Estelle is claiming that you were there at this secret meeting. She's implicating you.
Nonsense. I was at no such meeting. I did, however, receive a mysterious message signed only with the initial E. The note said that Estelle was in a bandit gambling parlor when she was supposedly spying on our queen. Reminding her of this will be enough to make her drop her lie. Faster than Farron's dignity.
Okay, let's go use the evidence to silence the lying minister.
You again? I hope
can
you're not
take
planning
that.
another
Thank you.
interrogation. This is a party, if you haven't noticed.
That's it, the final piece of the puzzle. Now we have everything we need. We have testimonies from Art and the servant's wife lying noble, the guards, the Countess herself. Ah, the old making them think we know more than we do. I imagine Countess Anise had a lie to cover up her presence at the bridge. It's her word against mine. Actually, Minister, it's several people's words against yours. What are you talking about? Has someone said that they testify against me? We have witnesses who will support Anise's story. Traitors to the ministry. Traitors! They'll find themselves in the streets soon. The Queen has positions for those who are honest and honourable. There are those of us who see through the ministry's lies, and our numbers are growing.
I'll have you know I'm very well connected, and I...
Your connections can't help with this. We know what you've been up to.
What
do.
do you mean?
We know you couldn't have witnessed this supposed meeting with Scarlet. We hear you were busy meeting with some lobbyists that day.
Lobbyist? What are you talking about?
So much for subtlety. You were busy gambling with some ruffians.
Keep your voice down. That's a baseless accusation.
Is that so, Minister Estelle? Perhaps you and I should speak privately and sort this little mess out. Please follow my guards. I'll be with you shortly.
Countess Anise, thank you for inviting us to your party. It's been an entertaining and productive
Taz.
evening.
No one is more delighted by your presence than I. With all that socializing and skullduggery, you must be craving the longest of naps. Now that this messy affair is out
can
of the
take
way,
that.
I feel fairly
Sweet.
certain Queen Jennah will attend your summit. I think Minister Estelle will soon see the value in cooperating with me, rather than rotting in prison for treason. I may have use for her. On a separate note, I do hope you will stay and join the Queen's entourage, Kasmeer.
You mean travel with the Queen to the summit? I'd be honored.
Yes, I think that's the right play. You will, of course, have time to relay the full details of your father's story at that time.
Oh, I don't think the Queen would be interested in...
Nonsense. Now go. Say pretty things to my guests and enjoy yourselves for the rest of the evening.
Speak with a niece now. You must visit more often. The party wouldn't have been nearly as much fun without you. Queen sends her gratitude as well. She can now attend your summit. I'll be there, though, incognito. Wonderful news. I appreciate your support, Countess. If you have no objections, I believe I'll keep dear Kaz with me for a while. We have much to talk about, don't we? One last question. If you knew Estelle was guilty, why not just out her? I'm too close to the Queen for my claims to be believable without support. I'd lose much of our dear Jennah was incarcerated and the ministers know it. That's where you come in. I understand. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Goodbye for now. And there we have party politics completed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did and subscribe for more in the future. You can support the channel over on Patreon and you can also join the channel here on YouTube now as well. Both will give you early access to my gaming series, The Journey and Divinity Original Sin, with Skyrim to follow. Also, don't forget to join the Discord to stay up to date with all things new on the channel, such as when I go live and when new videos go up and our weekly screenshot challenge on Saturdays. I'll be back next week with recalibrating the waypoints, so until then guys, take care and thank you so much for watching.